started recording. Okay, so I have written all the questions which I collected, okay, in my blog. Okay, so this is my blog. So let's scroll down, search for the interview. Okay, so here I collected from different variants or what I expressed or what I gonna ask, right? If I'm doing the interview, what I gonna ask to the candidates, right? So some questions have answers, some questions doesn't have.
Okay.
Okay, so I mean, once you're done with complete class, no, so the questions which you don't have, just search in the Google, you'll get to know most of the things, right? Suppose see, have is the controller. So what gonna answer? Yes, you go is your controller. You tell this is a one scenario, and the scenario I have this control, like workflow kind of things. I mean, if you're able to understand, it's fine. If not, just Google it. You'll get to know. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'm
sure.
sharing this link, right? So just go through this thing. Then in the last, right, I will be asking the kind of quiz. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will complete. We have one more only session only for the this interview and quiz kind of. Right.
Okay.
Right, okay. I'll note down that point. Save sets. I don't forget. Yeah. Yeah. We'll start the class, right? No one is joining. Okay, we'll start. Yeah. So yesterday we discussed the controllers, right? So what is the purpose of if controller?
If the condition is true, then it will execute the request.
Yeah. So yeah. Jesh, what is the purpose of loop controller?
Loop controller, like it also acts like a else if else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Loop controller.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you the loop controller now. Tell me.
Yeah. Here, if
Mm.
we the request file, it continuously execute if we keep infinity. It doesn't stop until we stop it manually. It executes HTTP request file continuously.
Yeah.
If we keep infinity.
Yes, loop controller nothing but as this loop controller is taking care of entire thing, whereas this loop controller for only a particular request. Right? Whatever request you kept on this loop controller, that will be looping this much of times.
So
Okay.
Ravi, one doubt. So whatever we give in the loop control, like the request 5 is there. No? So this has no relation with that thread group loop count, right?
No, it is there. Plus, suppose I given 12, right? And I have given 3, let's say. So now what I'm expecting request 5 to rule 3 times.
3 times.
So now I have given 12. So this loop controller will come. This 12 is applicable to this loop controller because it's child, right?
Okay, so in one loop, this will execute 3 times.
3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, no, think this as one of the element only. So suppose I have given 2 here. So what generally happen? What are the elements under this third group? It will run this number of times, not 2 into 12, 24.
Yes.
But request 5 has special case as this loop controller. So 24 into 3, 72 times this 5 we will execute.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So random is nothing but out of whatever you keep the request, right, it will pick up any one. Random order, how many requests you keep, it will execute everything in a non-sequential order, right? Enter leave, for every loop count, it will execute 1 1 1 1. Once only, for every user, it will run 1. It will ignore the loop count.
Yes.
Okay, clear now? Let's go to next controller. Okay, let's go to transaction. Suppose, let's say in the aggregate report. Okay, let's add aggregate report here. Okay. If you observe, this all request 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're in a single request, right? And you got some times here. Okay, correct. But now assume that thinking this 8 or 9 are credit card pays, right? So if someone asks what is the response to credit card pays, so what I need to do, I need to tell combination of 8 and 9. So I can't come here, okay, 8 is 471, 9 is 470, and average is 470. So I can't tell 470 by doing all these things. Suppose if I do that. If I have 10 APIs here under my credit card sanction. So if someone asks what is your response on credit card means, do I need to add off all our 10? No, that's not expected way, right? If they ask individually in our credit card pays how individual APIs are behaving, then I'll come to here, I'll do this. Right? You getting my point now? But so here, how do we do that? How do we consolidate our pays wise sections? So that's where transaction controller will help us. So let's put some 13, 14 here. Okay. If you put on a transaction controller, okay, now let's run. So what will happen? Aggregate report. Okay, if you see here, what I got here, it says transaction controller 4, okay, and it has the average time of all the 4. But apart from that, you will see again 13 and 14 also here, right? 4 times. So now what is happening? We are adding extra data here. I mean, these are all wrong, right? Because it calculated here, again it's calculating here. You understood? So generally, so it was actually 46 only, but we got 50 because of this duplication. This transfer controller and this 12, 13, and 14. Got it right? So now we have got the average time. Okay, that's why if now I can say 13 and 14 average is 960. But your result is are wrong because of this duplication. If you come to transaction controller, you can check this option. Generate parent sample. If you check this option, it means it will club the report. Now see, let me run again. See now you won't be seeing 13 and 14 outside. You understood, right? What is doing? So now I can say 13 and 14 time is 1 second. If I want to go individually, I can go to VResource tree or VResource table to see how this transaction control is performing well. You can see simple expand it. I can say, okay, 13 is 520 and 14 is 520, like this. So whenever you want to group it in the result purpose view or group it, scripting side, then you can use a transaction controller. Okay, so this is a way we're using by default for a time because we want to segregate into pairs wise, right? For displaying the data, sharing the data should be in the pairs wise. Okay, clear, right? Transaction controller.
Ravi, here 13 and 14 we have duplicated, right? Before generating the aggregate report.
No, I didn't get the question. Duplication means?
When we have seen the aggregate
Mm.
report before, we thought that 11 and 12 are duplicate and 13, 14 were duplicate, right? How did we find that 11 and 12 are duplicate, not in this run, before in the previous run when we got total as
Uncheck this. You want
yeah,
to say?
uncheck this. Then
Okay.
how come we came to know that?
Yeah. Okay. Let's run it now. See now what we have 13 and 14 here, right? So if you see 13 and 14 here, and here again showing transaction controller. Here is showing 4 control. Here again 4 and 4.
Okay.
Correct, right? Either it should one of the thing, either transaction controller or 13 and 14.
Yes, got it, Ravi.
Got it, no? Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to other. Yeah. Now, as we are team, right? Suppose let's say we have 3 or 4 performance testers in our team. Okay. So for our big application, only one person can't be developing. No? It will be shared. Like some 10 APIs you take, some 10 APIs you take, or like pages wise. First 3 pages, next 3 pages, or major scenarios wise, we'll be dividing that. So at that time of individual, we'll be running individual, right? Okay, the script is working or not, like that. But once we are done with everything, we have to run the entire flow now from A to Z. So how we'll do that? How we'll mix our teammate scripts into our script? We have to merge, right? For developing, for debugging, that's fine, single one. But to run for main scenario, main load, we have to mix or merge the entire scripts, right? So we have 3 options for that. So first option is you can download his JMX, right, from email or anywhere. You can open one more JMX instance. Okay, let's say I want to use file, open recent, let's say webload recording one. So now I want to use this webload into my logic control. So what I will do simply, I will copy the whatever things are required and I'll paste it there in this script, right? That's one way. Now, if you do like this, if I copy like this, right? Again, if your friend made some small changes there, so what he has to do? Again, he has to send, right? Whatever the changes you want, because your friend is taking care of that. So whatever the change he has to there, you have to implement your script because you copy pasted the entire script. Suppose you made some simple, you add one more extractor. So you have to add extractor script. So one not to do that, but if there are a lot of changes every time, no, that's a hectic, right? You're getting my point, no? So like say if you take, do guys have it in the Git repo?
I mean, we didn't use it, Ravi.
Yeah, but you have idea, just Git repo, how do I treat, no?
Repository, but didn't use that.
Okay, yeah, Git is nothing but like same way, like teams are maintaining their automated scripts or coding, development practices, they will maintain in the, and whoever done the changes, right, they will upload the changes to the repo, so it automatically sync it. So here we don't have that much of concept, right? We can do that, but don't have much concept. That's where we have one include controller. Okay, now let me run thread group, right click, add logic controller, we have include controller. So what I'll do, I will keep the file name here, let's say webload. So what I will be doing here, I'm not copying or hard coding it. In the runtime, I will be taking this JMX. So what I will do, we'll put this JMX in one shareable location. So whenever a friend ever changes, right, he will put the update in the sharing location. So whenever it will always pick up the latest changes. This is possible with include controller. Getting it right? You don't have to wait for each changes or you don't have to copy and paste. So we'll put one common share location, everyone. So whoever kept the done with script, they keep there. So we can referencing that using the include controller. So every time I'm not hard coding, I'm not compiling. Every time it looks at the change only. Okay. So if I run the script now, I should see contents of this my thread group and this web recording JMX also, right? So let's go to aggregate report. Let me put 111. Do you see any contents of web recording on JMX? What is our web recording name? It should be like this, no? Home page, login page, spot page, check page, confirm order. Right? So do you see any contents here?
No.
No, huh? Why? But we added include controller, right? It should pick up, right? No, because to use include controller in the JMX, the component should be under test fragment. This is a component called test fragment. If you want to use any include controller, and we have one more controller called module controller. If you want to use those two controllers, every scripting, every element should be under test fragment. Let's come to our upload recording one script. Okay, let me click on test plan. So let's say add test fragment, add test fragment. Okay, so let me add one dummy request. Let's say login page, home page, Control C, on a test fragment. Okay, if you observe, if I run this JMX now web recording, it won't execute it because the things under test fragment will be executed by calling from some other controller only, not from directly. I mean, you will think our scripting is damaging because we are calling home page two times. No, if you run the script, it will run these things only. It won't run the test fragment script. Okay, now let's save the script. So no, do I need to make any changes here? No, right? Every time it will pick up the new changes. Now if I run the script now, see we got home page. Now because why we got home? Because now home page is added on test fragment. So intro control will work only if the elements are from the if elements are added on the test fragment only.
So we can have multiple include controllers.
Sorry?
Can we have multiple include controllers? Or
You can add it. You can add it. We can have it. We can have it.
okay.
For multiple JMXs, we can have multiple intro controllers.
Like
You
we
understand?
and test fragment also, can we include all the requests? Like
Yeah, if you
whatever.
want all the right, you have to add all.
Okay.
Okay. Right now, let's say I add confirm order page. Just normally, I apply a test fragment. So the advantage in include control is you don't have to copy paste hard code. That's the only benefit. Everything will automatically taken. If I run the script now, Suresh, you able to understand, na? CSV.
Yes, Ravi.
See, we got confirm order page there. Simply what is happening, this include control is taking care. What are the elements under the JMX, it will run it. Okay. Now, let's see. Now, ideally, suppose I have my scenario, I'm using some pages two or three, four times. Same page. Suppose say I have login, home page, product page, right? Add to cart. Now again, after adding to cart, again I need to go product page. Assume that's my scenario. So what we'll do in JMX? Again, we have to copy our product page API and we have to keep it right again after add to cart, correct? Right? Suppose now, like this, I have 3 or 4 times to use it. So what I did is simply I copied the product page API and I pasted where I was required. So now there is after some time there is some change in the product page API. So what you have to do, you have to change your API everywhere, no? Even that same API, you duplicate it so many times because of our scenario. So if there is one change in the product page, what you have to do? You have to change the product page entire time. Every time, no? Okay, let's take a new script. Let me take uh, Control C. Let's take a new one. Okay, add. Let's let it go. Okay, paste it here. Okay, so let's remove all these things. Okay, let me add aggregate report and okay. Suppose say I have need to use 8 somewhere else in between. So what I'll do, simply copy and paste, right? Or suppose I need 8 some more time in the where we have very big script. So what I'll do, simply copy paste it, because this is what we'll do. Now assume that there is some change in the product page API or request, right? So wherever request is there, we have to go and change it. Correct? That's like a kind of duplication, na? I mean, if there is no changes in your API, that's fine. It's a one-time process. But very frequently you're getting the changes, so it's not good, right? Every time you have to come here and you have to do. So instead of that, what we can do is we kind of use reusability, function reusability. Nothing but I will keep in one place and they will call wherever it's required. You got the question, now, everyone? Because this is important, right? Rather, you got it right, what I'm explaining here.
Once repeat it more, Ravi.
Yeah. Suppose see I have 8 here and 8 here. Okay. So now if there is change in the 8 product from the fun application side, there's some added one extra parameter. What will you come here and you'll add extra parameter here. Now again we have one more ID here, na? Same thing, right? Based on scenario, we have kept here. But again we have to add here. So every time wherever IT is there, it's our small script defined. But whenever going real time, we have like 100 or 200 APIs there in our script. So everywhere you have to go, wherever request IT is there, you have to update it. That's not a good way. So that's why we're using our function reusability concept. What is the function do? We'll define our function one time, one place, and wherever record, we'll call that function. Right. So to do that, we have to use again our test fragment. Okay, let's add first test fragment, add test fragment. Suppose I want to use a test 8, right? I will put the test 8 here. Okay. So now what I will do, I will add module controller. So I need tested in 2 places. Now simple, I will go to logic controller. I'll go to module, right? I'll go to module controller here. So here I can select what I think I required. So what is another text fragment? I can select here. So I'll disable this one. And one more place I need to add module controller in the in between. So add again logic controller, module controller. Let's say in between I have here. So again, I'll select the test group and test fragment. So here and here, what is happening is whenever the script starts, it will come to here and it'll go to test fragment. What is in test fragment? 8. 8 will execute. Again, 9, 10. Like again, module controller, again test 8. So if there is any change, you can come here and change it. I will show you. Let's save this. Module controller. So you got request at 2 times. So if there is change in application, I can come here and I'll change one place only. That's it. Request I change done. So it automatically implement all the times. Because module controller is calling the test fragment directly. Understood, right? So whenever the reusability concept, whenever frequent using the common APIs, instead of duplicating it, copy paste it, you can use module controller with the help of test fragment. Suppose see, let's have some 12 sometimes here. In between, okay, in between I need a mod 8 again. What I'll do, simply copy module controller. I will paste it in between. Let's say I kept here. So again, I don't have to copy paste request IT. I'll simply come here and select that request IT here. So if I run the script now, we'll be seeing 3 times. See 3 times. Everyone, Saraswati, Yashvi, understood, right? Model control concept.
Yes, got it.
Yeah, reusability, nothing but instead of duplicating or hard coding the things, whenever you are commonly using the same API again and again, based on scenario demands, right? Application demands, then you have to use this model controller. Okay, clear, right? No. Okay, now let's go to new one. Add that group. Add Mm. 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 Right. So now what geometry by default do? If I have 5 requests, what is the way it will execute? It will execute in a sequential way, right? By
Yes.
default, geometry logic is sequential. Suppose now I want to hit one request. I want to hit one request more number of times. Then same time. What is the component I have? I have a request for all other users I want to hit at same time. Then we use synchronizing timer. What synchronizing timer do? Synchronizing timer. Hello? Synchronizing timer, guys, come on. Hello?
Ravi,
Yes.
Hello? You guys able to hear me?
yes, yes.
What is
Yes,
synchronizing
Ravi.
timer do?
Okay.
Sorry? Sada, you're talking something?
No, Ravi, no, I didn't.
No,
Oh,
Ravi.
okay, what is synchronizing timer? Oh. See, I have one request. I have 10 users. By default, Geometry will run the 10 users of the same request different times, right? Based on the previous request. But I want to execute same time, same request, then synchronizing timer will come. Now, what is synchronizing timer? If you add synchronizing timer, all the requests will hit at same time. You forget the concept synchronizing timer. But now able to understand synchronizing timer. So if you add synchronizing timer, it will hit all the requests at same time. But now my requirement is I have 3 APIs. Let's say I have 3 APIs. Add a step request. Let's say I had 5 APIs. One, two, three, 4, 5. If I run add listener views table, if you see what is the times, these are different. What are the times here? Okay, let's add a request defaults. Okay, HTTPS plus rec dot it. See, after completion of first request and second request will start, right? That's what we understand in timers class. If I add the response time to start time, I'll get second request start time, third request start time, right? Adding like this. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no? Now, but I want to hit all these 5 at same time. How can I do? I want to hit all these request 5 because my application is an Ajax application. In the Ajax application, you will see kind of parallel calls. So if I hit this now, I won't get the response. Now I need to hit all the 5. So if I add synchronous timer, does it work here? Synchronous timer will help us to user level. For all the users request 1, all the others request 2, but not a combination of all the requests. Do you just no, like just let me pause the recording. Just, yeah, I resumed recording. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to hit all these 5 at same time. How can I achieve? I can achieve this is a parallel controller. Parallel control nothing but if you add the group of requests to a parallel controller, it will hit at same time. Now let's see. Try to group, right click, add logic controller. Do you see any parallel controller here? No, right? Do you see any parallel controller? No, na?
No, Ravi.
Right? No, that's where it's coming from plugins. Initially I told you, right? Plugins. So JMeter's plugin is nothing but advanced concept of JMeter and extension of JMeter. So JMeter plugins. So you will see a lot of new and different components in the plugin. Let's search for parallel controller. Okay, parallel controller. See, this is a parallel sampling of JMeter. If you keep this parallel controller, it will add all the things. So now how to add the plugins? This code, you don't know how to add a plugin. So now we see in the plugins website, we have install. Just go to install and download plugin manager and put into lib into external folder of your JMeter. Just download it. Okay. So let's copy that file jar. Downloads. Copy. So we are need to keep put in lib and external directory. So let's go to our my JMeter location. So where is JMeter location? Yeah, this is my JMeter location right here. What is the path they are telling? Lib and ext. So go to lib ext and paste here. So whenever you do these changes, right? What I mentioned, restart JMeter. Let's save the scripts and restart. Because if you restart and you don't save, na, your script will be gone. So let's save. Okay, parallel controller. Okay, close this. So now restart, go to our bin location. Opens JMeter pad. So what we did to install the plugins, just download this jar and keep your lib and external folder. Okay. So now once you open, you will be seeing in the options. Yeah, you will see the option plugin manager. Just click on this plugin manager and you see it's already installed by default. Okay. Now you go to available plugins and you see a lot of things here. So what we required, we have parallel, right? Let's search for parallel. So yes, a parallel controller. You select it and apply change and restart JMeter. But I would advise Bull, try to select all the things as possible here. Because you don't know, right? When the things will come and when the what is the component is. So if you try to install all the important components, at least based on this plugins, right? It's advisable to use it. Something. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do, search like the graphs. Okay, I'm adding, I mean, whatever I felt, whatever you feel, right? Okay, it's important, kind of. If you don't know anything, just try to add everything. Okay, where is my talk? You can see these are like all the, see, external means JMeter is integrated with all these things and they're providing this in a plugin concept. Okay, but it like very tricky and handy. I mean, it's like it'll take a lot of time to respond and so be careful. So once we're done with the installation, right? Don't have to install each and every time. Clear, right? Plugins. Try to install each and everything in our local setup JMeter. It's not responding. Hmm. Okay, just let's wait. Okay. Click on apply, it's working. Again we'll add. Okay, it's down. If you see, right, it's downloading all. But in our office machines, right, if you have the proxy issues or network firewalls, you can't download. Okay, so yeah, there is other way. Okay, let me note down that point also. Okay, opening JMeter with proxy. Okay, because office people, no, they won't allow because you can't download right directly. Okay, now go to plugins again. Let's add download other things as well. Okay, schema, all blaze meter. Let's wait to reflect. So what is the plugins? Plugins nothing but advanced components or extension version of JMeter where people are contributing it and you can use it. So if you are not able to, no, you don't write suppose let's say you have a requirement, you don't know what component there are. So let's search it in the let's search in the Google. I have this requirement kind of, or just go through documentation right in the this link in the documentation, no, or let's search the documentation, right? You see everything graphs. Okay. What are the graphs available? What are thread groups available? Listeners available? Tools are available? Logic controller available? See? So like this, we have an idea. Okay. While going through, okay, when see, okay, parameter control is there. Okay, like that, you have an idea to use that. What is the config elements, post process, assertions, like this. Right? So always go through this document so that you'll get to know, okay, we have this much of components, we can use it. Uh, okay, next time I won't select blaze matter, it's taking time. Mm, okay. Sometimes, right, you need to expand this. Okay, now it got enabled. Oh, sure. All right. Okay, it's applying. Okay. Let's run to the third time and see. So download all the processors in the back end, right? All the components you don't install anything else. It won't take much time. Okay, it'll restart automatically. But even it's taking time, just install all the plugins in your machines. Okay. So you'll get some errors. Citrix plugin, but you can ignore that. We are not using Citrix, right? You can plugin manager, available plugins. Okay. Uh, okay. Composite console. Whatever is you write, upload. I won't select placement now. Again, it will hang. Custom functions, soap sampler, thread groups, dbmon. Okay, listing, dummy sampler. So if you're using Elasticsearch at interest, now you can select those things if required. It's a one time. It's taking pain, but try to add everything as possible. Okay. Extend and extract. If you're using any big data, right, then you can Hadoop Hatchbase. Select Hadoop Hatchbase. Okay. You don't know, right, when the requirement will come. When so you should have it. So when we go into each and every component, now let's suppose I'm adding sub hashtag request. What we'll do? We go to sample, we go to hashtag request. So then we'll be checking other components of okay, this is available, this is also available. So like that we'll get familiar. Okay, we have this much of components in JMeter, so that whenever we got requirement, we can use that. Okay, Kafka. I'm not using Kafka MQTT. I want Selenium, right? We'll be discussing Selenium class at that time. You need all Selenium plugins. So simply use the Selenium WebDriver support. Okay. Throughput shaping time oblique. So using WebSockets no protocol. So in that case, you have to use WebSocket. Either of the things. How we are using REST, same type, we have a WebSocket. Okay, standard set. The standard set is important. Okay. Now just click on apply changes and save it. So we are downloading most of the plugins, right? Then use. You need other doubts. Meanwhile, it's installing, right? Any doubts? Anything to discuss? Everything is clear.
Nothing to discuss.
Yeah. Okay. So once we're done with the controllers, we're completed around 70% of our syllabus. Okay. Yeah. But without practice, right? Without knowledge, I mean, you're not sure, right, when the things will come. So just 10 minutes, 20 minutes, go through the video and just try to understand. If you don't have practice, just read it in the internet. Suppose I meant synchronous time, just Google synchronous time in JMeter. Pick up any blog, any link, just go read and just understand. Okay, this is there, what this is what. So if not able to practice, at least learn just 5 minutes or 10 minutes a day. Okay, still learning. You can see the stats in the down right here. Still learning. It may take so that meanwhile I can't use JMeter. That's why I can't do JMeter screen so that I can cover meanwhile down background. So we have to wait. But that will be very faster. You don't have to worry.
We got a message, right? Failed to apply changes.
Oh, okay. So then you just click on application and restart geometry again. With some time out or network issue, right? Otherwise, you can close it. Okay, we'll try again one more time. Otherwise, we close it. I mean, it's something timeout or something, nothing much. These things. Hmm. Things we added everything now. That's right. This must have taken this much of time. Things should be done now. It doesn't. I mean, we got error again now. We'll simply download parallel controller and I will try to download in the offline now. I mean, after the class so that you don't have to waste time here. Mm. Oh. So in around 10 minutes to write. It's almost 10 minutes. We are downloading this thing. You failed to download. Let's leave it. Let's close the thing. Okay, I'll just download parallel controller and we'll done. I'll back. Okay, let me restart Jmeta. Parallel. Okay, so I think it's already there. Let's see. Let's go to our script. Add controller. It's not. See. See, now I've got BZM parallel means it's supporting by the BlazeMaker. Okay. For other components which are already installed, you will see. Yeah, you'll see JPR thread JC. If you see any component before JPR JC means it's coming from the plugins. If you see BlazeMaker or JPR JC means BlazeMaker means BZM. BZM nothing but BlazeMaker. If you see BlazeMaker means it's coming from BlazeMaker plugin. JPR means JMeter plugins. If you don't see any extension before means prefix means it is a normal standard JM version. But if anything this one. The other thing is you have to remember on his plugins, right? Suppose you are sharing a JMX file to your friend which doesn't have plugins. So then it will throw error. It won't open the JMX because of plugin. So all make sure if you are using plugins on script, you make sure when sharing the script, you have to tell our teammates about it. They also should use the plugins component. Okay. So they don't know also, right, which component they have to use. In that cases, your teammate should use the plugin manager. That's it. They don't have to install anything. But whenever they open your script, right, it will ask if the plugin is already there. It will ask to say that this script has this one, install this one directly. So directly click on install, it will work. Okay. So now let's add a parallel controller. Okay, and I will put all this 5 there. Okay, now let's see. Let's give one run only. So we saw before, right? We have different times because everything is sequential. But if I run now, so what is time? What is time? Same time, right? 29,212. So this will apply for same user, all the users for all the requests. Synchronous timer is applicable only for single request. Right? But this is a multiple request. If you want to control a multiple request, in that case, you have to use a parallel controller. By default, what will happen without parallel controller? After completion of first request, only second request will start. Second request, third request. But if you see parallel controller, it will help us to hit the same thing. Okay? So this is about parallel controller. Any doubts with parallel controller? No, right? It's clear, everyone? Okay. So let me stop the recording.